Hey guys, it is Kamaya Tarpley. Today we're going to talk about Beauty and the Beast. I know what you're wondering. Why are we talking about Beauty and the Beast when there's in movies? It's like so old, whatever. We are actually talking about the original Beauty and the Beast. The original written in 1740. I know, it's so long ago. I have a lot to say. So first of all, we all know fairy tales are usually different from the Disney versions. Like Disney usually gives us like a watered down version of what something actually is. We've seen that with The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, like all these things. Like usually fairy tales are like more ghastly is the word that I would use. Hold on, my lips are dry. Hold on. Okay. I have to. Okay. All right. So, Beauty and the Beast. It's nothing actually like what we've been told that it is. Beauty and the Beast. So it starts with this girl. First of all, Belle. She has a bunch of siblings, a ton of siblings, and I guess the father was originally rich, and then he like made some bad choices and ended up poor. So he's poor. Well now, and everyone, all the kids hate her, because why not, right? For her nickname, they call her Beauty. We never know what her original name actually is. She does have a name, we just don't know what it is, because he just refer her to Beauty the entire time. Call it lazy writing, call it 1740, but either way, she's Beauty. So anyway, her father actually, so he makes a trip. And unfortunately, when he gets there, he like asks all her kids like, what do they want? What do they want? You know, they want all this like gold and all this stuff. So, and fancy things. So he goes to like get the fancy stuff, but obviously no, they don't have it. And Beauty's like, oh, you know, I just want a rose. That part of the story is true. So he comes across a mansion, of course, again, true. Him and his horse like end up like hanging out in some trees to like break out the winter, and they come across the mansion, and from there he like warms up, and he like of course wants to like take everything that's like ornate and fabulous and amazing in the castle, and then upon him taking the rose, that's when the monster's like, come on my guy. Come on, like, you know, you're like reading it and you just get so annoyed because they're just like, you were almost there, like come on. So the Beast is like, okay, and we never learn his name either. His name is Beast the whole time. And then, you know, obviously Prince, because duh. Okay, it's an old, it's so old, like, you'll be fine. Anyway, so yeah, the Beast is like, okay, well, you have two options. You can either work out the rest of your life here, in servitude of me, or you can have one of your kids do it. And the guy, the father is just like, okay, I understand. He's like, you have a month to deliberate this. So first of all, I want to say words must have meant a lot back then, because I would never, he's like, okay, if you escape, I'll hunt you down. Okay, so? I would never, after a month, you want to like honor, he's like, they want to honor their word after a month. I just don't get it. I would never, you'd never see me again. You would never see me again. I don't get that. Okay. So, I know. Yeah. I already opened it for, you know, this cat's like really obsessed with like my closet door, like my coat closet. And like, I already opened it like multiple times for him today, but he gets so annoyed like that and like my cabinet under my sink. But anyway, so he tells his kids like, oh, you know, there's a conundrum I'm in, and Beauty's like, I'll go for you, father. And like, the father's like, no, I can't ask you to come with me. You know what I mean? Like, so he takes her there. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if your parent was just like, okay, I mean, you know, if you want to go, I mean, I don't want to go. I don't want you to go. But if you want to go, I'm not going to stop you. Like, could you imagine? So she goes, okay, whatever. And, you know, the father drops out. The whole time he's like protesting, no, I wish I never told her. I wish I never told her. And like, for me, it's like, you should have never told any of them. You should have just worked off solid in servitude. They would have never found him, like, ever. So it's just like, I don't know. If I were a parent, that's what I would do. I would not tell my kids, hey, do you want to take my place? So anyway, she comes and, you know, her father leaves with her or whatever. He's free. And like, again, her siblings don't like her. They feel like because he got caught stealing a rose that it's her fault. But like, it's not really her fault. And I think that's so annoying. I hate her siblings. I like hate them. And this is not a long story, by the way. This is just my commentary. So the Beast sets Beauty up with an apartment, and he's not as beastly as like the cartoon or the live action films kind of set him up to be. He's not, I don't know, he's not a terrible guy. He's actually kind of a good guy, but yeah, he sets her up, and like, instead of like talking like, you know, candlesticks and teapots and stuff, like she has monkeys that serve her. So yeah, she has monkeys. So she has them who serve her. She's like irritated to be there. She's annoyed, and you know, she's just exploring. She went to the library, blah, blah, blah. But the Beast doesn't have a long conversation with her every night, but has a conversation, and it's kind of like, I don't know what that is. Okay, but he has a conversation, and he's kind of like, okay, well, blah, blah, so you want to get married? Or she just like, like every day. He asks her this every day, and she's just like, nah, man, like, come on. She just like she just got there, and she's just so annoyed, like, and she expresses it, or the author expresses how annoyed Beauty is, because she's just like, come on, like, I just got here, dude, like, chill. I need you to chill. Stop. So, you know, that's how that goes. So one day Beauty asks to go see her family, and Beast is like, sure, even though it might cost me my life, because, you know, there's still that curse put on him by that fairy, whatever. That's still a true part of the story. So he's like, it might cost me my life, but yeah, you can go. So she goes, and she like tells her family what she's kind of been up to, and, you know, she dates. She's got some suitors, you know, some people who want to court her, and I'm just like, that's cool. But she feels the entire time like, you know, oh, I should go back, you know, whatever, like, I've been away for a little bit, and, you know, she doesn't want to be courted by these other people. So she goes back, and finds the Beast, whatever. And here's where the story went, just like, you can tell the author was like, you know what? You can tell, because it was just like, what? Like, the rest is a telenovela, you guys. The rest is a telenovela. So I'm gonna say the rest super fast, so you guys kind of like get what I mean. So the queen comes back, who is the prince, or the Beast prince, whatever, his mother, and she's like, oh, you know, I want him to be free. And, you know, Beauty's like, oh, I want him to be free too. And the fairy's like, well. So, you know, she ends up turning him back. But then, you know, Beauty's like, you know, I'll marry you, whatever. And the prince is like, I want to marry you. And the queen's like, hold on. She's like, can we find somebody else? I know, he was just a beast. I know that. However, I would, you know, I just want him to marry someone who's of his stature. You know, she's a little poor. And, you know, I'm thankful. However, can we not? And the fairy's like, girl, I just turned your son back from a beast to a person, and now you want him to marry. You know what? It's like a whole thing. So the fairy's like, you know, the queen's, you're being ungrateful, basically. And she threatens to like do some stuff, whatever. And like, she's like, no, I'm just kidding. Ha ha ha. And so the queen, obviously she has no choice to accept the spell. And all of a sudden the king shows up out of nowhere. And then he claims that Beauty is, well, the fairy's like, Beauty, you're actually the king's daughter. And the king is actually the brother of the queen. So, yeah. But yeah, I've given away so much. It's honestly not a big, long story. And I mean, I don't know how Disney got it. Like, honestly, at this point, Disney deserves to have the rights. Because, in my opinion, it's almost completely different. Like, I mean, there are some things that do, like, pertain to, like, you know, Disney's version and stuff. But they did things, like, really different than the actual, like, story. I just... I know it was the 1700s, but, like, they were so petty. They were so petty back then. And they were so... It was just a straight telenovela. I loved it. Anyway, I would recommend checking out the original Beauty and the Beast because it's so ridiculous, you guys. Like, you need to read it. And again, it's not long. So if you purchase it on Amazon, your local bookstore, whatever, Barnes & Nobles, whatever you want to do, please get this book. It's hilarious. And absolutely worth it. So, that's going to be my review. Wow, this was a long one today. Thanks for coming, and, you know, thanks for watching. All right. Bye, guys.